was a cold, moonless night. The kind of night where even the stars seemed afraid to shine. I had just finished a long shift and was driving home through a rural highway. The road was lonely, cutting through empty woods like a forgotten path. The radio was off. I needed silence after the noise of the day. My headlights sliced through the fog, weak against the heavy air. The dashboard glowed faintly, a soft hum under the tires. I yawned, blinking the sleep from my eyes. Each tree seemed to lean in a little closer, like they were watching. There were no other cars, just me and the long stretch of dark. Then I saw him, a lone figure standing on the side of the road, still, silent, almost like a statue. He wasn't waving, just standing, watching, a tall silhouette in a long coat, with a backpack at his feet. He didn't move as I passed. I felt a chill even with the heater on. Something about him pulled at me familiar and wrong all at once. My hands tightened on the steering wheel, and yet I found myself slowing down. I stopped the car a few yards ahead and backed up slowly. My headlights dimly lit the fog behind me. He was still there. I rolled down the window and called out, "Need a ride?" He nodded once and stepped forward. His footsteps were silent, even on the gravel. He opened the door and climbed in without a word. His coat was damp, his backpack old and worn. I glanced at him. He stared straight ahead, face expressionless. "Where you headed?" I asked, trying to sound casual. He finally spoke, just past the old gas station. His voice was low calm, but with a weight to it. I nodded and started driving. He didn't speak again, just sat there, staring out the window into the darkness. The silence between us was thick. The air in the car grew heavier with each passing mile. Even the radio crackled like it didn't want to play. Something about his presence was wrong, and yet I kept driving. The old gas station came into view, its lights long dead. We passed it without a word. I waited for him to say something. Nothing. I glanced over. Was that it? He turned slowly and said, "You missed it." His voice felt colder than before. That's when I noticed the temperature drop. The heater was on, but my breath was visible. I rubbed my hands together and checked the vents. No use. The windows began to fog from the inside, thick and fast, like someone breathing on glass. I wiped the windshield, and that's when I saw it. His reflection. It wasn't his. It was an older man, gaunt, with hollow eyes, blood on his shirt, mouth slightly open like he was screaming. I looked beside me. The young man was still there, but now I wasn't sure who or what he really was. Panic clawed at my chest. I slowed down, heart hammering. My hands shook on the wheel. I whispered, "Get out." He turned his head toward me, slowly. His eyes met mine for the first time. They were dark, unreadable. "You should have never stopped," he said. Then he vanished. No sound, no flash. 1 second he was there. The next, nothing. The passenger seat was empty. I pulled over, shaking. The door was still closed. I stepped out, breath steaming in the air. Snow had started to fall lightly. I checked the ground beside the car. Not a single footprint. No sign anyone had ever been there. And yet the fear remained. The next day at work, I was pale and quiet. I couldn't stop thinking about the ride. My coworker noticed and asked what was wrong. I hesitated. then told him everything. He went silent, then said, "You know, there's a story about that road." I leaned in, needing to hear more. Years ago, a driver picked up a hitchhiker near that same gas station. He was never seen again, but the car was found, crashed deep in the woods. No sign of the passenger, only a frozen glove on the dashboard, and frost on the inside of the glass. My blood ran cold. It matched what I'd seen. Some say the hitchhiker was a ghost, or something worse. I didn't sleep that night. I knew it wasn't just a story anymore, because some passengers aren't alive, and some roads never forget, especially on cold, moonless nights.